Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's get into some of the astrology that's coming up for the last part of October leading into November. I'm going to be touching on some of the transits that are coming up here at the end of the month, all the way up until Halloween, and then maybe like a couple of days after that. And then after that, I am going on a little tiny bit of a hiatus, not like for super long or anything like that, but definitely for probably about a week, because the astrology that is coming up currently, starting like right now, if you're not necessarily holding the energy or the intention in a certain way, it's going to get very turbulent and can get a little bit erratic leading up until November. A huge part of the reason for that is because the moon is currently about to leave the sign of Virgo, which it's been in Virgo for the past few days throughout the weekend, and it's going to be entering into Libra here around Monday night or Tuesday, depending on when you guys are watching this video. And when the moon is in Libra, it's pretty much crossing over the south node. So as you guys remember, when we had the Libra eclipse, it's kind of very ecliptic in a sense. It's almost giving like eclipse energy, which that's not necessarily what it is, but it's definitely giving like this ecliptic like drain on the south node. So the south node is the direction that you don't want to take, which has to do with like a lot of groups and associations and things of that nature. And of course, the north node is in Aries, which is more of the placement in which you want to hold the energy, which is very like self-actualized. Aries is very driven, determined, and it's a cardinal energy. So cardinal sign, let's just say. So it's very about like understanding the willpower to uphold a certain level of like expectation and energy within yourself to deliver the energy in an appropriate way moving forward, because we will have a new moon in Scorpio on November the 1st, which is going to be pretty much like affecting, especially in particular, all of the fixed signs, which is Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio, obviously. So anyway, let's go ahead and start pulling some cards. Just give yourself a moment to just get comfortable, get centered, gather around the fire, however you want to look at it. But you definitely want to take your time with this energy. Now, on the bright side of things, starting off as of today, on the 28th, 29th, we do have Mars, which is in Cancer, forming a trine to Neptune in Pisces. So that is going to be lasting throughout this time period, especially all the way up until the new moon in Scorpio on November the 1st. And with Mars in Cancer forming a trine to Neptune in Pisces, we do have the Hangman card here, which is Pisces energy. This energy is, and King of Cups, which is Cancer energy. So Mars is in Cancer right now, and it is trining Neptune in Pisces all the way up until the new moon in Scorpio on November the 1st. There is a way to kind of work with this energy in a way that is helping you to really elevate and to transform the energy in a way that is leading you towards a broader sense of understanding when it comes to like, especially in particular, connections, relationships, which is helping you to drive the energy in regards to a deeper understanding with relationships and connections, because Scorpio energy, especially with the new moon in Scorpio, is so deep and internal. So we could find ourselves, especially in a space right now, where we are trying to like really gain some perspective and to also kind of like really see things for what they truly are and things of that nature. So you kind of want to be able to understand what is happening on a collective scale as well, because this energy can be very probing and intense and very like x-ray vision kind of vibe when it comes to like relationships and connections and things like that. And people could be very, I don't know if critical is the word, but definitely like very investigative, like very like looking deep into like all of the dark tunnels and like dark holes of things. It's very much rabbit hole kind of energy where people are over analyzing and like really trying to deeply understand like what is the best choices of actions that they are going to make. Now for us, for Capricorn risings, you guys know I talk a lot about Capricorn rising people obviously in my videos because I myself am a Capricorn rising. For Capricorn risings, I myself in particular have felt very detached because this is happening in our 11th house of groups, networks, and reputation. So I'm very much feeling very Aquarian currently right now at this time because of my 11th house activation. Plus, the sun is in Scorpio, so I'll pretty much be in this energy throughout the entire month, which is very Aquarian in a sense for me. We also have Pluto leaving Capricorn later on this month as well and entering into Aquarius, but that's for a whole nother time. That's later on in the month. So there is kind of like this very deep, for me, very Aquarian kind of vibe that's coming in. But anyway, that's for a whole nother time. Let's get back to the cards. So with the Hangman card here, this is kind of like epiphanies and realizations, deep internal kind of, again, investigative journalism in a sense. As you can tell, this person's hanging upside down. So with Pisces energy, it represents the two fishes. Now we do have the Page of Cups card here with this little fish in this cup, which does represent a good luck charm or good omen if you're in the right vibrational sense or in the right frame of mind, because as the moon's going to be transiting the sign of Libra, crossing the south node, and there's going to be a lot of things that are coming up to the surface in regards to relationships, connections, and all of that. So huge part of the reason why I'm taking some time off in early November. Mars, especially for me in particular, is going to be entering into Leo, and it's going to be opposing Pluto and Capricorn. So yeah, no, not doing it. I don't have time for all of that. I don't need that right now. So anyway, as Mars, which is in Cancer currently right now, is forming a trine to Neptune and Pisces, you definitely want to just kind of like stay in a space where you're most connected to like a bit of a rogue path, but definitely more of a space where you're feeling like more interconnected with like what's the driving force behind your actions and like the thing that is making you feel transformative, because obviously a new moon in Scorpio season already in itself. The sun's been in Scorpio already for quite a while now, since the 22nd. Scorpio energy is very deeply transformative. It is all about alchemy, transformation, transmutation, which is transmuting negative energy into positive energy, transmuting something that is bad into something good, transmuting something that is kind of like a drain in your life into something that is evolutionary, something significant, things of that nature. So that leads me to October the 30th. We will have Mercury, which is still in Scorpio, opposite Uranus and Taurus. And this is kind of when the energy can get a little bit erratic and a little bit unstable in the external world, in a sense. We do have the Seven of Swords card here at the bottom of the deck, which does represent the Thief in the Tarot. So again, with this energy here, this is very stable energy. We have the Knight of Pentacles, which is Earth energy towards Capricorn, Virgo, Four of Wands, which is very stable, very celebratory, very consistent. Page of Cups again, obviously like good luck, good charm, good omens. This could also be news and information, communication, and things of that nature. But back to what I was saying, on October the 30th, Mercury in Scorpio opposite Uranus and Taurus is very volatile, okay? It could be a bit rebellious on one hand. It could be also very liberating and inventive. That's kind of the space that you want to be in. Kind of a little bit rebellious. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with like, standing up for yourself, and you definitely want to. You definitely want to be in a space where you're like speaking your truth and speaking your mind and like being your most authentic self. But it could also be very reactive as well with the Seven of Swords card here. So you could find people kind of in a space where they're kind of almost calculating in order to get back what they feel was taken from them, in a sense, and you just do not want to be in that energy. You do not want to be in a space where you feel that you're causing more problems rather than solutions, okay? Because right around the 30th, this energy is going to come in and kind of like disrupt things very significantly. Now, if you're causing the disruption in a specific way that is rebellious, I'm all about that life, okay? I'm not about like rebelling against certain things in a certain way. I have very much stood for that in many of times in my life. I'm not against that at all. There have been times that people have tried to tell me what to do, who I am, what I stand for, and I very much will find myself in a space where I'm like, no, actually, you're 1000% wrong. Like, I'm going to show you. Also, the fact that I have the power within my own hands. That energy can be used and alchemized in a way that is beneficial rather than like just very disruptive and like destroying things along the way. It's almost like kind of getting out of a bad situation. It's kind of like a fight or flight situation. Like if you're in a bad situation, you're going to do everything in your power to get out of that, which sometimes can mean like causing a disruption in order to save yourself. So then on October the 31st, we will have Mercury, which again will still be in Scorpio, trine Neptune in Pisces, and obviously the 31st is Halloween night. And so with Mercury and Scorpio, trine Neptune and Pisces, oh, Five of Cups card here, let some shit go, okay? Let some stuff go. Let things go that are just obviously like, you don't have to keep yourself in spaces that you don't feel good in, right? It's like you don't have to stay connected with certain people and keep friendships just because. On October 31st, like I said, so with Mercury and Scorpio, trine Neptune and Pisces, Mercury in Scorpio is very, again, transformative. It could be very psychological on one level. Thankfully, it is trine Neptune in Pisces, which can be a bit fun, a bit dark, and a bit creative. It is definitely a good time to just kind of like do something that is a bit transformative in nature. You could find yourself in a space where you're wanting to transform things in a very significant way and like take your power into your own hands and like really drive the energy forward in a particular way. And again, the reason why that sense of transformation is so important is because the new moon in Scorpio trine Mars in Cancer is going to be opposite Pluto in Capricorn. So Pluto rules over Scorpio. We do have the Tower card here. Pluto rules over Scorpio and Pluto is in Capricorn. So this could be a very cathartic, very transformative, massive release of energy in a certain way. Though, because if you're doing the thing that you need to do in the proper way in order to get into a space where you feel most in charge of your life and things like that, where you're taking the lead towards something grander in your life, there could also be a tendency. So we do have the 8 of Coins card here, 10 of Coins. So this is like really in a space where you're just like, you're fucking like go towards goals, ambitions, money. You could feel definitely very transformed in a way that is so cathartic. If you don't know what cathartic is, it's like you have to go through one thing in order to get to another place. Like you can't skip from this to that. You have to literally go through a very deep transformation in order to have a cathartic moment, in order to transform or transmute certain energy in a certain way. It's kind of like the work that it takes in order to transform yourself. It's like working out. It's like if you work out, like, you start from one place, but after a while, like you get results and you start to feel like you're just like another person. That's kind of more so the energy that I would rather work with rather than like this deep, dark, and like psychologically like intense, like, which is what everybody else is going to be doing. But I'd rather just like separate myself and like go in a whole nother direction. That's very much the 11th house energy, and like just, go alongside like the good people in life and like transform and transmute energy in the right way. Just be aware that there could be also a tendency coming from external places and things like that where there is a sort of sense of possessiveness and jealousy, where you're allowing yourself to go through this transformation so that you can come out on the other side unscathed, because it is going to get very turbulent, especially in particular leading up until that moment. So we do have the 5 of Swords card here, walking away from fights. This is like taking the time out. Yeah, 3 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, Chariot, like finding the middle ground and just moving in that energy in order to come out of it and just fucking like just go forward, okay? Because right alongside this energy, right as we come out of the new moon in Scorpio, 2 very significant things are going to happen. Mercury is going to trine Mars in Cancer, which is fucking beautiful. It's very transformative. Yeah, like you do not want to keep yourself in a space where you're feeling confined. And then right after that, on the very same day, on November the 2nd, Mercury is also going to enter into Sagittarius, which it's going to leave Scorpio. Mercury's going to enter into Sagittarius, and it's going to be like 2 different paths. Mercury in Sagittarius is like taking the high road, which I talked about earlier this month, in order to continue to transform the energy, because Mercury in Sagittarius is pretty much going to take you all the way until December, because we do have a Mercury retrograde coming up this month. And so Mercury's going to go backwards this month later on, and then it's going to help you to get back into alignment in December with like a much bigger, broader plan, because Sagittarius is all about like big picture stuff. And right after that, We will have Mars will enter into Leo on November the 3rd, and then it's going to go opposite Pluto in Capricorn for about a week, which is going to be pretty intense and like not a place that I want to be in. All right, you guys. So I hope that you got something from this message. I know that this was a little intense, but I had to be like the most real with a lot of this energy. I wish that I could give you some like, wonderful, nice news. Taking a break. All right. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.